Today we will discuss two types of rulers that characterize the book of Exodus. Pharaoh, who rules as a dictator with a scepter, versus Yahweh, who uses the shepherd's staff to promote the value of freedom by using his voice to invite rather than to force. After Joseph's death, the people of Israel increased in number in the land of Egypt. As the story goes, time passed, a new Pharaoh took the throne, and under his rule, the Israelites were forced into submission. Eventually, God used a man with a stutter to face the evil rule of Pharaoh, establishing a new kind of country ruled by God's ethics and led by God's voice. The theme of the scepter versus the staff is put on display in Exodus chapter 7. In this chapter, Aaron's staff is miraculously turned into a snake by God in the presence of Pharaoh as a display of Yahweh's power. Exodus 7:11-12 then says, "Then Pharaoh called in his own wise men and sorcerers, and these Egyptian magicians did the same thing with their magic. They threw down their staffs, which also became serpents, but then Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs." Interesting wording, isn't it? Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs. One would think that verse would read that Aaron's snake swallowed up the magician's snakes, but no. Instead, we find that this is not a story of snakes, it's a story of sticks. And beyond that, it is a story of rulership where God's shepherd's staff swallows the Egyptian scepters. What does this mean? It means that God's rule is greater. God's kingdom is higher. And while pharaohs try to rise up, take control of Yahweh's people, and force them into submission, God brings freedom and offers them a choice. So I have this question for America today. Would you rather be ruled by the scepter or ruled by the staff? This is the question that inspired the formation of America, and it is a question that every generation must answer for themselves if freedom is to survive.